Hello YouTube, welcome back to Kind Heart Homestead. Angie and Ben here. We're going to get a rail put across these T-posts to act as a trellis bar for these few tomato plants that we have. For right now, we're just going to secure this with zip ties, but then we have these tomato clips that we've used for a couple growing seasons, and we're going to snap them onto twine. The twine's going to go from the stem of the tomato plant up to this rail that we're putting across. It doesn't need to be anchored into the ground, but as the tomato grows, we can add more clips and even wrap the string around it if we need to. So let's get started.
Go check out our YouTube channel at Kind Heart Homestead if you want to see how I installed these T-posts. But to get the top rail across, all we're doing is making an X shape out of 2 black zip ties. Black zip ties don't receive as much UV damage as the white ones do, so that's why we're using black, and we're doing 2 in an X shape because that adds rigidity and it also adds redundancy in case one of the zip ties fails. I think ideally we would use some sort of fastener, like a clamp of some sort, but this is the cheapest option and we have zip ties on hand. I also found this random roll of twine over in our shipping container when I was getting some tools out recently. And the tomato clips, most of them have been reused from previous seasons. We just keep putting them back in the bag, maybe rinse them off a bit before we put them away. But we have a bunch of these, and at one point I think we grew like 80 tomato plants in a year, and we only have a handful here, so it's really not going to be as much, and we definitely have plenty of these clips. So here's a bit about the anatomy of a tomato clip. It's shaped like a ring, it's circular, and one side is hinged and the other side has a clip. So the hinged side opens up and you can actually grab the twine inside the hinge. So it's not actually floating around in the same ring that the tomato stalk will be in. Once you close the circular part over the twine will be clamped, but you also need to put the tomato inside of that little hoop. And what I recommend doing is putting the ring right around the stalk, but just under a joint where a branch comes out. That way, the weight of that branch will be supported by the ring. You don't really want to pull up by the roots and unroot the plant, but you also don't want it dangling so low either that it's going to lay on the ground. So it's up to you how you want to do it. Some people just like to stake a string to the ground and wrap it around their tomato plant as it grows. That's fine, but if the stake ever falls off, it might be stuck in the ground somewhere, and you don't want metal stakes getting stuck in any of your equipment. So we prefer these tomato clips. Most of them can be recovered and reused year after year. Go ahead and follow us at Kind Heart Homestead for more videos like this, and let us know down in the comments if you want to see a close-up of the tomato clips, and we'll be happy to produce another video for you. Thanks for watching.